King Charles has officially been proclaimed Britain's new monarch in St. James' Palace. The accession ceremony was held at the official residence of the sovereign in London, and it was beamed across TV networks for the first time ever. But you're watching live visuals there. That's Kate and Prince William, of course, greeting well-wishers who were there to mark this significant, somber but also significant occasion with the passing of the Queen and the handing over, the handing over essentially of this title to Prince Charles, former Prince Charles, but now King Charles III. The Prince and the Princess of Wales, we understand Harry and Meghan as well, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex in Windsor, interacting with the crowds that have gathered there. And just some other developments in the story. Preparations for the Queen's cortege will be travelling by road from Balmoral, surpassing the level of preparation that went into a recent summit there, according to transport bosses. So it is a mammoth undertaking in getting everything prepared right across the country and especially in Scotland. William and Catherine, the Prince and Princess of Wales, arriving in Windsor alongside Meghan and Harry, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, arriving at Cambridge Gate and were earlier at the park, also reading floral tributes from many people, well-wishers and mourners who came to mark the occasion. Let's take a look at this report from Khayelihle Khumalo.
King Charles III immediately succeeded his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, when she died on Thursday, and the council met to proclaim his succession.
My lords, ladies and gentlemen, it is my most sorrowful duty to announce to you the death of my beloved mother, the Queen. I know how deeply you, the entire nation, and I think I may say the whole world, sympathize with me in the irreparable loss we've all suffered. It is the greatest consolation to me to know of the sympathy expressed by so many to my sister and brothers, and that such overwhelming affection and support should be extended to our whole family in our loss. To all of us as a family, as to this kingdom, and the wider family of nations of which it is a part, my mother gave an example of lifelong love and of selfless service. My mother's reign was unequaled in its duration, its dedication and its devotion. Even as we grieve, we give thanks for this most faithful life.
King Charles has pledged to follow the example of his late mother.
I am deeply aware of this great inheritance and of the duties and heavy responsibilities of sovereignty which have now passed to me. In taking up these responsibilities, I shall strive to follow the inspiring example I have been set in upholding constitutional government and to seek the peace, harmony and prosperity of the peoples of these islands and of the Commonwealth realms and territories throughout the world. In this purpose, I know that I shall be upheld by the affection and loyalty of the peoples whose sovereign I have been called upon to be, and that in the discharge of these duties, I will be guided by the counsel of their elected parliaments.
The new monarch signed 2 copies of the oath. The documents were then signed by the king's son, Prince William, and his wife Camilla, as well as other members of the Privy Council.
I understand that the law requires that I should, at my accession to the crown, take and subscribe the oath relating to the security of the Church of Scotland. I am ready to do so at this first opportunity. I, Charles III, by the grace of God, of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and of my other realms and territories, King, Defender of the Faith, do faithfully promise and swear that I shall inviolably maintain and preserve the settlement of the true Protestant religion as established by the laws made in Scotland in prosecution of the claim of right, and particularly by an act intituled An Act for Securing the Protestant Religion and Presbyterian Church Government, and by the acts passed in the Parliament of both kingdoms for union of the two kingdoms, together with the government, worship, discipline, rights and privileges of the Church of Scotland.
Some members of the royal family have made their first public appearance since the Queen's demise and inspected the floral tribute. Meanwhile, world leaders are expected to descend on Britain to bid farewell to the late Queen Elizabeth II. US President Joe Biden has indicated he wants to attend the funeral. Khayelihle Khumalo, SABC News, Johannesburg.